The time's changed. It's election week. I hope you guys had a great weekend and some good rest. This is going to be a fun one. There's going to be a lot of changes happening one way or the other. But luckily, we know who holds the world in his hands, and so we can have peace with that. CNN Business tweeted out a claim that flying, according to a new Harvard University study, can be safer than shopping or eating out if people follow mask protocols. They claim the ventilation systems on planes filter out 99% of airborne viruses. Airborne? I thought this was transferred through water molecules. It filters out airborne. So masks work against airborne now? But that can't be true because we knew Chocolate Knox. We saw him breathe through his mask, his vaping stuff, and it went out the sides and went everywhere. It's amazing. That video went viral. So no, that can't be true. But we're going to talk about that today. Oh man, it's crazy, man. The propaganda out there is nuts. England's closing down 2 weeks, saying it could be longer now, or maybe it was longer than 2 weeks. Italy's closing again. California never opened. Guys, we got to start fighting back. This is How to Build a Tent. My name is Matt Williams. Thank you for listening to the show. We're part of the Fight Laugh Feast Network. Go over to flfnetwork.com. Put in HTBT in the memo field. Wow, look at those mugs behind me. They're all crammed. But you'll get one of those mugs when you sign up. I've already had several orders go out because of how many people have signed up because they've listened to the show and understand and are starting to understand the value of supporting this content, supporting the network. It's more important than ever. I mean, I just read Arkansas had a gun group of 20,000 people, 20,000 plus people on Facebook, and it just got canceled. Apparently, Facebook went through a round of canceling a bunch of, opposition parties and opposition perspectives, apparently. It's getting crazy, so I appreciate your support. Today, we have a sponsor on the show, Samaritan Ministries. This is a great company, guys. I would highly recommend you check them out. And here is what they have to say to you. Let's be honest. Talking about health insurance is not something anyone really likes to do. It can be confusing with lots of jargon. Plus, who really knows what it's actually going to take care of? That's why Samaritan Ministries is a healthcare option you should consider. It's not insurance. It's Christians sharing healthcare costs and encouraging one another when there's a medical need. Samaritan members know that when an illness or injury happens, fellow members have their backs. Here's how it works. There are no network restrictions. You choose your doctor, your hospital, and pharmacy. Send your medical bills to Samaritan Ministries. They notify other members to send you money to help you pay your shareable bills, which in some cases could include therapeutic massage, and alternative medical practices. Samaritan members send a fixed amount every month directly to another member, and the cost for one person could be as low as $75 a month. You can join Samaritan Ministries any time of the year. So why not today? Learn more at SamaritanMinistries.org. That's SamaritanMinistries.org. Go check it out, SamaritanMinistries.org. Go support the show. Go check out this great company, and you will be blessed. All right, CNN claiming 99% of airborne viruses are filtered out of this airborne disease that only travels through particles, so that's why we need to wear the masks, but not really. If people follow mask protocols, this study says. Now, before we get into this, I have some insider information, guys. Insider information, and it's called PIC. It's called PIC. Pneumonia, influenza, COVIDs. And the numbers we are seeing of cases of the different, deaths and all this stuff, for the most part, are being grouped in. If you have pneumonia, if you have influenza, that is the cold, and you have COVIDs, they're being grouped together and counted as COVID cases. by the government, by the CDC. Just something a little interesting inside baseball that you might want to hear about and know about. And also, if you go look at the CDC website, still, and we've known this for a little bit now, only 6% of deaths from COVID, that's under 20,000. I believe it's 13,000. For comparison, so that you kind of understand how big of a deal 13,000 deaths are, 20,000 people die every year from a drowning accident. I don't know if that's specifically in pools, but in water, whatever, 20,000 people die. So less than people drowning in pools. 6% of people that have died from COVID-19 so far has died with no other symptoms. Only 6%. The rest have died with some kind of comorbidity. Diabetes, all those different things. So that's what we're dealing with here. Some other fun facts to talk about this airplane thing, and we'll get into this. We'll slowly start bridging our way into the topic for today. From what we understand, the COVID size is between 0.06 microns and 0.14. 0.06 microns and 0.14. According to the EPA.gov, remember, the coronavirus is between 0.06 and 0.14 microns. 0.06 and 0.14 microns. According to the EPA, the MERV rating of a HEPA filter at best can filter out 0.3 to 1.0 size microns, 75% or greater. 0.3. Remember, COVID-19 is between 0.06 and 0.14. That's at the greatest, at the biggest size, half the size of what is effective with a MERV rating 16 HEPA filter. So this thing is not really protecting you guys. That means that these filters, these HEPA filters that are in the airlines, are filtering out things effectively that are twice the size at only 75% or greater. So at the least 75% or greater. So the coronavirus would have to grow twice as big. It would have to eat its vegetables and fruits, and it would have to become super COVID size for these particular filters in airlines to block and to protect you. But let's just assume for a second they were right, that the ventilation systems on planes filter out 99% of airborne viruses, researchers at Harvard University found. I find this very peculiar, guys, that it's not saying COVID viruses, 99% of airborne viruses. Obviously, this is supposed to make us think of COVID and where we are in, but it doesn't say that. It says 99% of airborne viruses. But the funny thing is viruses are different sizes. Viruses are different sizes. And I just want to hit on this for a second because this is a big deal with businesses, with flying, with traveling, with businesses that are restaurants, grocery stores. It's why are they having this kind of article? Why are they promoting and discussing a Harvard University article that is talking about viruses in general? 99% of the ventilation systems on planes filter out 99% of airborne viruses. If people followed the mask protocols, their study says flying is safer than grocery stores and restaurants. This is very interesting to me on several fronts. Is one, if you fly in a plane quite often, you know that above you, where the ventilators are, is blowing air at you, if that's been circulated and purified. But there's not any, like you think about when there's a virus that's released in a movie or whatever, and they suck the air out. There's not really anything like that. In fact, they say that the air actually circulates 20 to 30 times an hour, which means that is, let's do the math, 20 or 30 times every 2 minutes. Every 2 minute or twice. What is that? Yes. It circulates 2 times Every 2 minutes, yes. 20 to 30 times an hour, which means it circulates about 2 times a minute. Recirculates. So for 2 minutes, the air, you're breathing the people next to you, you're coughing on each other, there's airborne viruses floating through the air, and then every two minutes, it gets sucked up into the ventilation of these HVAC systems that at best, the best ones, the highest ratings, are catching things 2 times bigger than what we're trying to catch with COVID-19. So why would you publish this? Because if people will follow the mask protocols, it's all about the mask protocols, guys. And this is what I'm talking about with calling them the Marxist burqa. It is simply about submission. The argument, the pushback, I mean, let's just start from the beginning. From the very beginning, it was don't wear masks. It's a waste of time. It doesn't help, which was the correct answer. It is a waste of time. It doesn't help. It may make you feel better. It may make you feel like you're protected, but you're not. Then it became you need to wear it because it can prevent people from getting sick, because you can prevent spreading your germs to other people. And then there was pushback, and they said because it's in droplets and it carries in droplets. But then the good old CDC, and there's political pressure going in back, but we're just taking the word for the CDC. There's political pressure going in behind the scenes for sure. But taking the CDC now, it is airborne. It is airborne. And we know that masks are not effective against airborne viruses. We see it, it blows out the back. It can be blown out through the particles itself or through the material of the mask. And in this case with the planes, you're going to be breathing other people's air for 2 minutes and can take this airborne virus. You can breathe it in. It could be around the air. It could be on your clothes. It can be on your mask. It could be on your tray. It could be on your food. It could be whatever else you're eating on your plane. And then it's going to go through 20 to 30 times an hour an HVAC system that will not block it based on its size. And yet they're saying, wear your mask. Because it's a Marxist burqa. It's a sign of submission. And I would highly recommend every single person now not wearing them. Now that we know a lot about the virus, we know that it's not that deadly for people that don't have pre-existing conditions, for anyone that would have a comorbidity. We know that sorry, are you there? Yeah. We know that masks are not effective. We know that, in fact, it could put you at more in danger because you're trapping bacteria on your mask and you're reusing it. You're touching your face. We know they're not effective. But here we go. It's safer than grocery shopping or eating outside. Now, grocery shopping was something that we were been able to do throughout this whole thing. Out of all the things set down, this was a necessary thing. And why are they comparing it to that? Why are they comparing it to eating out? Because this whole time, we've been scared into trying to be as safe as possible, locking ourselves in. And I don't fear, but my spider senses go off and see a play starting to run that they're going to try to come and shut down your grocery stores and shut down your dining halls. And how are they going to shut it down? They're going to require you to go through services that pick it up and deliver it to you. They're going to require you to no longer go to restaurants in the name of safety, in the name of health. They're going to be starting to reshape how this economy functions. They're going to start reshaping and resetting. You're going to be hearing about this a lot. And I really encourage you to listen to Michael O'Fallon. He has some great podcasts. I think the podcast is called Sovereign Nations, Sovereign something, but he's on Twitter. You can find him, Michael O'Fallon. He's been calling this for a long time, the Great Reset. And you can see it happening. And you can see these kinds of articles leading us into thinking, oh, well, man, if we can't be where there's an HVAC system in a restaurant, then we shouldn't have a restaurant. We shouldn't go eat at the restaurant if they don't have an HVAC system. And we shouldn't go to the grocery store because they don't have HVAC systems like an airplane does. This is where they're going to be taking us. And we need to be aware, and we need to be wise, and we need to be informed. We just need to be informed. I'm not saying that you have to be thinking that they're trying to shape your opinions or whatever, or believe that they're trying to do a reset like I think they're doing. They're trying to shape our our economy, our shape, our communities to be thinking and behaving completely different. I mean, when was the last time that you've gone out and not seen every single person with masks? You don't think that's reshaping behavior? It's totally reshaping behavior. So beware, be wise. Start standing up. This is the time. Start making moves. Start being prepared. Let's buckle our seatbelts for a crazy week. We'll talk to you next time. God bless.